We're back in our world. Oh, maybe if my mouse was there. So today we are back in our Minecraft world. What would be useful, actually, now that I think about it, is if we perhaps had our GitHub open with our stream instructions. Because if you remember from last week, I completely forgot how to get started. And I think I remember now, but just to be safe, let's go back through and just double check that we remember everything. So to get started with playing, we do setup, teleport to a number, and build to a number, and our numbers are here. So I'm just gonna plop this off to the side, so y'all won't be able to see it, but I can. And if you want to know where this is, just if you were following along, that is what I'm looking at on the side. So before we get started, let's make sure that we run, and see, now I already forgot. Let's make sure that we run setup. And again, this is like not a great way of writing your code if you can't remember how to do it every single time. So what we did last time was we got our code working well enough to where we had all of our rooms built. We can teleport between the rooms. We can build rooms relatively quickly as well, but that wasn't actually the main goal. The main goal was to be able to teleport between them. Building the rooms is really for if somebody wants to use this code and they want to try it out, then you're welcome to try it out and build the rooms using this code. Remember though that you have to be like 3 away in both directions. So if you draw a 3x3 cube, you have to be on the other corner of that to be able to build the room out that way. That's how we built it. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go back to previous streams. That's on our YouTube channel. We can link that as well. But basically, what we're trying to do here is build a clue/Ready Player One. So the idea is what we decided on was a different way of playing, which is version 2. So in this version, you walk around a Minecraft world. Let's make that a little bit bigger so we can actually see what it says. You walk around a Minecraft world. You look for clues that will give you the coordinates to each of the rooms. And we got to figure out like how we want to actually do that. And then you go to each of the rooms. While you're looking for clues, you're also going to be gathering tools or building tools, crafting tools, gathering supplies so that when you get to the room, you will be able to break down the blocks that are needed to break down and then earn prizes. And the thought was maybe like there's a bunch of different prizes everywhere and we don't actually know what the grand prize is. Maybe that part's random. And so at some point, someone will win the grand prize, and maybe we even wait like, a minute after that, and then we stop the game. And then everyone will know what prizes that they've won, what rooms they won them in, and what they used to get that prize, like what tool they used to get that prize. And once we know that, then we can try to figure out like who actually got the prize, kind of clue style. So the first part of the game is kind of Ready Player One style, where you're just walking around this world and you're finding clues to get prizes. And then the second part of the game, we actually kind of come out of Minecraft, and then we're trying to figure out like who won prizes. This is all just kind of made up, and we're trying it out. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, we need to run setup. So I did remember to run the code this time, so that's what I just did. I pressed C, and that opened up our code builder. We can see all of our code here. We can zoom out. Setup is what creates all of our arrays so that we can do these more pointed, or these more abstract method calls to teleport and to build. So then that we can say, so that way we can say like teleport 1, and that'll go to number 1, which in this case would be the water world. So let's go ahead and test all of that out. So I'm just going to press play again just to make sure everything is loaded up and working. And then we're going to type T, and we're going to do setup to start. Sorry, my water bottle is totally in my way, so I couldn't see what the chat command was doing. So we're going to run setup, and then now we should be able to run teleport 1, and that should take us to the water world. Or it will take us to the mountain. Why am I always doing things wrong? I think that's like, should just be what? Be taking me to water. Why am I negative 113, negative 13, 13, 99, 526. Where did it take me? 13, 13, 99, 526. That's where I am. Did I do something wrong? Let's try this again. Teleport 0. Does that take me to the canyon? Teleport 1. Oops, teleport 1. I don't know why that's taking me to mountain. 99. Oh, you know what? 526. 526. This is 526. I think. Where even am I? Time set day. Is this the mountain? I think this is just a totally random thing. I think we discovered this last time, didn't we? That I accidentally did that wrong. Is that my agent? Hey, agent. How's it going? Yeah, because if we did, oh gosh, if we did teleport 9, that'll take us to the mountain. And if you notice, it's negative 13, 13, 99, 562. My coordinates for the water is definitely wrong. So let us, gosh, this is going to be super dorky, but every time I say let us, I want to say let us eat lettuce, because it's funny. Let's go find our water world now. Ooh, which direction was it in? You know what? I bet I have the coordinates written down because I was writing them down on paper. So I bet I have the coordinates written down, and that will have the original water world coordinates in them. Well, here's some. I bet it's this one. Let's try. Let's go to TP negative 13, 22, 25, 179. Maybe? Maybe? No. No, this is our canyon. I should have noticed that because that's over there. What is my negative? Let's try this one. I just have like, it's really funny, but I have like a bunch of just like random numbers on here that's like, I don't really want to show it because it's also my, this is really funny. I did like all of my coordinates for my Minecraft world as well as my planning for my bills. So, you know, it's just a big page of numbers. Let's do TP negative 2024. See, that one's not on here, so I feel like this is a good bet. 52, 362. Yay! Okay, I found them. It's a good thing that I just write things down randomly. Okay, let me fix the GitHub repo really quickly, just so then that way we don't do this again next week. How is everyone doing? If you are in the States and you had Labor Day off, did you do anything fun? And regardless, did you do anything fun this weekend? Also, I'm trying out music in the background. This is some royalty-free music that I got. If you look in the description below, you'll see where I got it from. But yeah, let me know if you like having a little bit of music in the background. It was just becoming a little boring listening to me talk and then randomly hearing Ayla scream every once in a while. So I thought that I would just do a little bit of music. Okay. So now that's right. And then we've updated the GitHub repo, but we have not updated the code. So let's make sure we update the code as well. So our water is actually at negative 2024. Whoa. Negative 2024. And 52. And 362. Okay. Now let's rerun this. And now let's run, do we have to run setup again? Yes, because that code was in setup regardless. So let's run setup. I mean, we probably should run setup again always anyways, just in case. But now let's teleport back up to the mountain. And then let's teleport back down. Teleport back down to the water world. Yay! Okay, so that seems to be working now just fine. Let's remember what our other commands were. So our other commands that we decided to build were, let's see, that's just the building, that's the hollow out. We had room, list, teleport, and then I thought we built one that goes up. Yeah, this one. Is it this one? Unbroken. Oh yeah, those were the ones that we did. Oh, here it is. No, that's set up. The unbroken were the ones we were doing to like test out whether we were. Ooh, I guess we didn't build the up one. I kind of wanted to build one where you would just go right above the world. So this bit of code right here, which I know is kind of hard to see. This bit of code right here, these 3 blocks, what we were trying to do last time was we were trying to see if we could determine like who or your agent would break. Okay, so you would break something and then you would give it to the agent. So basically when a gold block was broken, the agent would say, would get it? Let's double check. I think that would be you would collect it. This is agents. Set item. I can't remember what we were doing now. This is why I should have written it down. Okay, so let's just break, what is this one? What is that? Yellow concrete. Let's break some yellow concrete and let's break some gold. Maybe I should rewatch the stream from last week. Let's just run setup just in case. And then let's go back to teleport 0, back to the canyon. And I think our agent's always following us, so break that. But that doesn't count because it's not broken in the right way. So let's go here. Let's do game mode S. And let's go ahead and break one. Set game mode to survival. So that's been broken. What am I supposed to run here? Let's see. On broken. Agent set block or item. Gold count. Oh, that's right. We're just updating the count. So if we were to right click on our agent. Oops. Am I not supposed to right click on that? Yeah. 15. Okay, let's just go double check. That should go up to 16 if I break it again. And yeah, maybe we should break it again. That's an awkward shape. Okay, so now it should be 17. Yes, okay. So that's how that bit of code is working. So this bit of code, let's just, ooh, where did you go? Minecraft, there you are. Let's go ahead and, oh, that's right. There's a minor bug inside of Code Builder that when you click out of Minecraft when you're in Code Builder, Minecraft just kind of disappears. I reported it, don't worry. So we have some code. So I'm just going to go to the bottom and I'm going to do, let's do codes. Let's just do it bigger. Code documentation, let's call it. So we've got this bit of code here. So let's go back and open it. Let's go ahead and just take a quick screenshot of this one. And let's come back over here and I will show you my GitHub trick for this. So I open up in a new tab. I don't need to edit this one because I'm editing it over here. And then what you do is you can just go to, let's just go to a random pull request, update blog. I clearly didn't do that. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna, oh no. I'm just going to drag my screenshot over here. It's gonna upload it to GitHub and then I'm gonna copy and paste that. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say, tracking broken gold blocks. Then I can paste it here and then watch this when I preview the changes. When I scroll to the bottom, that's there because, and I don't need to like save it anywhere, but that URL is now uploaded to, like that image is now uploaded to GitHub, and you can access it via that URL, so it's there now. So this bit of code when, so the way that we're doing it is when a gold block is broken, and let me specify, because if you remember right, so right now we are in survival mode and we're breaking it, but this actually we can't collect it with. Hey, look, there's like a little hole right there. It's kind of funny. If we were in, and that's going to be 18 now. Okay. If we were in game mode creative, and we were to break it, does that update it as well? Yes. Okay. So you can be in either mode. So does not have to be collected, can be broken in survival or creative mode. The agent will add one account of gold blocks in its inventory. Okay. So that's what that bit of code did. Let's take a look at our other bit of code. This one was, let's make this bigger. This one right here would get the item ID from slot 1. It would get the count from slot 1 and just say those. And then if the item ID was 41 and the count was 5, then it would say you win. So basically 41, again, oh goodness gracious. Again, we have this URL that we were using, Gamepedia, to track the different blocks and things like that. So this one was useful for us to know what we needed to do to break blocks. But we were also, I thought we had it here, but maybe I didn't write it down. Block IDs. So let's find Minecraft block IDs. I usually like to have like the same. Oh, here we go. This totally works too, but here we go. Let's just double check 42. Yep, 42 is Minecraft gold block. I kind of like to use the same like reference material if possible, because then at least I know it's relatively consistent. Obviously, you can still look through lots of different resources whenever you're coding, not just with Minecraft, but whenever you're coding. I just like to try to be consistent with my resources because I kind of get a sense of how accurate these ones are, what they're talking about, or the way that they describe things. And so if I can keep them fairly consistent, for me, it becomes easier. So those are our block IDs. So we did take another screenshot. Let's go ahead and upload that one to GitHub. And this one is determining if block if all blocks needed have been collected. It's not the best name of things, but if a user, let's see, that one was based on, if you look at the code, when it was broken as well. That one's when a concrete block is broken. So when a yellow concrete block is broken, if a user has broken exactly 5 gold blocks, they win. And win right now doesn't do anything, so winning just has a chat message right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and commit those things. All right. Perfect. So those are the 2 blocks of code that we have right now. We do have some other bit of code, but that one's just this block that just has it say the ID from a specific slot, but we don't really need that one. I'm just going to leave it there as like a debugging one. So kind of what I'm thinking is maybe for each room, so let's take a look at our room. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's go ahead and take a look at our room list again from, I love the way that they move their heads. Let's take a look at our room list again. I'm kind of thinking that for each room, we have a different type of block. Should all of our prize, this is a question, and maybe I'll like tweet it out as well. Should all of our prize, or like, secret prizes be the same? Like, should we? Okay, so this is my question to you all. We're gonna have like these big mounds of a type of brick or type of block inside of each room. Within that mound, we're gonna have like a special block that gets broken or that you need to break. And you're going to have to break a certain number of the other ones in order to get to it. Should that special one in the center be the same in every room? And one of them will be the like secret lucky one that maybe based on it on your location, so based on which room you're in, we know that that's the grand prize? Or should they all be different looking? Okay, so for consistency's sake, or for ease, I'm going to make them all the same to start with, and then we can introduce it a little bit more complex. But I do think we should actually be keeping track of where each player is. So right now we're only doing like a 1-player version, but I do think that we should keep track of where each player is, which is a whole nother array that actually will need to get updated every single time you do move to a different place. So let's go ahead and do that bit of code. So should we start thinking about, I just realized that y'all can't really see the bottom of my screen here. Okay. But the question is, should we start doing, can you see that now? Let's see. Okay, good. Should we start assuming that there's going to be multiple players yet? Now it's kind of seeming like a lot. I mean, it's not going to be that much fun if we don't have multiple players. I mean, it could be. You could have to collect all of the prizes first, and then you could be given it could be a single player game to start with, where you collect all of the prizes first, and then depending on, oh, a little echoey still. Am I still echoey? Do we hear echo? Echo. Let me see if I can fix that. Let me. What if I just kind of bring it down? Let me know how bad the audio is. Trying to just see if I can fix that. A little bit. Media source. Not entirely sure. Alright. We're gonna go with that for now. If it's okay, that sounds better. It's good. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go with something like that. Okay, sorry. Alright. So we could start it out as a single player game where you have to find all of the prizes first, and then one of them may or may not, or one of them will be the grand prize. Let's see if that audio worked. It's so hard. Like, when you start thinking about this, it's like some, I don't know, like sometimes, sorry, my brain just farted for a second. When you start thinking about like building an actual game, there's like fairly obvious things that you could do, but when you want it to be just kind of this explorative mystery type thing, still echoey, it's really hard to figure out. Okay, let's try that. It's really hard to figure out what the rules should be. I actually, when I was younger, I took a game board design class, and we kind of like did some research on the different types of game boards that there are and the different ways that they kind of work, and the different rules and all the constraints, and to actually design a game that is fun and playable and like you just want to be able to like play it for a long period of time, but also not feel like it's taking forever and have it be fun. Like all of those things are actually really hard to do. I've known some people who've tried to build some legit like board games where they take it out into the world and sell it. And the amount of times that they have to play to practice, not to practice like winning, but to see if that's like a good use of, resources and time and all that. I don't know. It's very tricky. So we're kind of doing the same here. Trying to decide on if it should be single player or multiplayer, if it should be, we should build it one way first and then change it. It's all pretty tricky. So let's say we do want it to be multiplayer. I just think it would be a little bit more fun if it were multiplayer. The only problem is that Minecraft Education Edition can be kind of hard to play with multiple people because you have to be all in the same email domain or the same tenant. So I'm gonna have to find some Microsoft friends to play with, but maybe they'll have to be guest stars on my stream one time and we'll have to play with them. So let's try, okay, so let's say that we are gonna have multiple players. We're gonna need an array, likely, to keep track of all of the other players that are in the game. So let's see, tell player P. I think we can change that to random player, all players, nearest player. So there's nearest player, yourself, a random player, all players, or all entities. Ooh, that was loud. I think that there's also, there's also a player name. Returns the name of the current player, you. And I think we might be able to do like, is it a world one where when a player joins, we could have like when a chat command is run. So what we could do is, what we could do is have every other player run a specific script that on tell command, on chat command, run chat command, execute chat command in your code with arguments. So on player teleported, that's going to be useful because we do need to keep track of where each player is. I'm just trying to think of like, so, okay, can I do this? Here's the question. Can I make an array of arrays? I don't think I can do that. Yeah, because I can, okay, so I'm just gonna have to create multiple arrays. On player teleported, kind of what I want to do is, okay, so we're gonna create, oh gosh, that's so loud. We're gonna create a text list. My gosh, we're gonna create a text list of player names. And let's go ahead and bring that one down. So this is part of our setup. So when I run setup, maybe we're not gonna make this foolproof as in like, if someone tried to do it like wrong, they could do it wrong. We're just going to assume people don't want to do things wrong, just for the sake of this. So how many players do we want? I think we want like 6. speaking of, let me just go into this really quickly. So one of my favorite Clue characters is Mrs. Peacock, as I mentioned to you all on Twitter. And I think she's just like super funny and awesome. And I just always thought, like, okay, so in the original game, like, I don't know, I always thought that she was so super fancy. But then in the movie, this is Mrs. Peacock in the movie. And I just think she is just like the funniest woman ever. So I'm actually going to be doing this for my like outros for YouTube. For this series, but I totally got myself a little Mrs. Peacock outfit, so let's just put it on now because why not? I'm going to transform into Mrs. Peacock. It's just like a cheap version, but that's okay. So I totally got this Mrs. Peacock outfit because I thought it would just be so much fun to be her and to actually know. I mean, I don't have the knife and I don't have the gloves, but I do have some of the other things. So anyways, how many characters were there in Clue? I'm trying to remember now. I think there were 6. We'll have to look after I get dressed here. You came for coding, but you stay for the amazing. Let's see. How do I? The amazing cosplay. No, that's not. Let's see. I mean, there's like a little hole in this. Do I put this through the hole? And then like hook this through or something. Also, it's like 90 degrees and humid here in San Diego, so why I'm doing this with this like faux fur. Don't worry, I got the peacock feathers too. Don't ask me. I mean, we do have AC, which I'm very grateful for, but still it's relatively warm. Okay, so I got some feathers going on here. I was thinking something like this. Oh, that's not gonna work. Hang on. Just kind of get in there. Doesn't have to be perfect right now. Okay, yeah. She's got some crazy feathers. Oh, and then just the kind of finale here. All right, I think they're falling out, but whatever. All right, y'all. My Mrs. Peacock yet? Okay, so let's see if I can actually. I mean, she hasn't got the headphones, but that's okay. So how many characters did we have, actually? We had Mr. Green, Mr. Body. I don't remember Mr. Body. Let's look up Clue character list. Oh, my cat is meowing. One of my feathers fell out. List of Cluedo characters. I swear there were 6, yeah. Mrs. White, Mr. Green, Miss Peacock, Professor Plum, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard. Cool. So 6 characters. So let's pretend like there are 6 in our game as well. So you can only have a 6-player game. Well, up to a 6-player game. We're going to assume that it's exactly a 6-player game for now, but and we're going to call these players. So here's the question. I think we should give them each like a character. So let's do Mrs. White. Mr. Green, Mrs. Peacock, Colonel Mustard. Does anyone else like hate the word Colonel because it's not spelled? What were the other ones? Miss Scarlet and Professor Plum. Miss Scarlet and Professor Plum. Miss Scarlet. And Professor Plum. Okay, so those are the characters. So these aren't actually the players, these are the characters. So let me try changing this one. I'm going to call this one characters. Characters are each going to have a current location. So let's call this one current location. And instead of having an exact XYZ location, because then we're going to have 3 arrays for that, let's just have the room that they're in. And they're all going to start with room 6. They're all going to start with the mountaintop. Okay. And then when a character on player teleported, okay, so let's also keep track of which player gets which character. So that's going to be tricky because, all right, let's see. That is the name of the current player. We can actually get the world position as well. That's interesting. I bet you can't. Does that get stored in here? I bet not. Oh, you can save the world position. No, you. Type number position is not assignable to type position. Type number position is not assignable to type position. Hang on, let me just. Is it because they're not all the same type? Or is it because we can't actually have a position inside of a number? Oh, see, we can have its actual position. I honestly think that the location, let's see, I think we can just keep both. I don't know what will come in more handy. So let's do current location, and then let's do current room. And this one, let's do 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's do 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, and 9. Okay. What's wrong? I'm not trying to do. Oh, oops. This one should be. Oh, I did rename. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So we have characters, the current location, and the current room. So now here's the trick. This one is like this script right here is our master script. So this is going to be the one that keeps track of who is who and where they are. The problem is that I don't know how to get when like another player joins the world, or to get like the player list and then know who's in the world. This one can tell all players. So if you can tell all players, I bet you can know who all players are, right? Let's look through some of these. Gameplay. Weather, set difficulty, change game mode for show title and subtitle to the selected targets. Shows a title and sub. Interesting. Give XP, change the PvP to false, time curve, positions. Let's look at. Because what I'm thinking is that like. And this is gonna be hard to test because I can't test this alone. But what I was thinking was if somebody else does a chat command, okay, what we could have them do is they could join, and then whenever we see somebody say. This is tricky. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this way. Okay, let's just pretend like we have these 6 characters. I'm going to make sure that we can do the player 1 first, because I need to be able to play with multiple people, and I can't do that right now. I do have a way of doing that, and I can try to set that up for next time, where I have 2 accounts, one on a different computer, and I try to like make this work. But I can't do that right this second. So let's just go ahead and pretend like we're just going to do 1 player to start. So let's just keep track. We're going to basically do this, except I'm going to be position 2 because I'm Mrs. Peacock, as you can tell. Or my feathers are gone. Now you don't even know who I am. I'm just a person who likes the color gold and fake fur. Stay up, feathers. See, the problem is that the feathers are supposed to go like this way, but then you can't see how pretty they are. All right. I'm gonna have to like legit do my hair next time. Am I famous yet? Am I Mrs. Peacock? Is Mrs. Peacock famous? I don't even know. What is she? What is her deal? Hang on. Go back. I want to know what Mrs. Peacock's deal is. An elderly, still attractive woman who nearly always maintains her dignity and rolls fifth in the game. So I don't know that she's famous. What is a grande dame? A dramatic or literary character representing a type in conventional manner and recurring in many works. Interesting. So who are other examples of that? I'm getting on such a tangent. Oh, Darth Vader? Really? Oh, yeah. Sorry, Darth Vader is one of my favorite characters. Interesting. Okay. Anyways, that's not that important. Others. It's gonna bother me. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna have to take them out because they're bothering me now. I'll fix it for next time. Don't worry. Okay, so that means that I'm going to play position 2. All of them are just going to be mine for now, but I'm only going to update position 2. So when I teleport, I'm just going to bring this down here. Ayla does not seem to be having a good time right now. So when I teleport, I know that I'm position 2. So actually, let's just create a simple variable that says character. I call it character. So we're going to create one called character, and I'm going to be character. Let's call this, let's make a new one, a new function. Sorry, let's make a new on chat command. Let's call this assign. Okay, and then we're going to update our array. And we're always going to, wait, what? Current location, set value. She's probably going to come in. And when we teleport, oh, here's a good question. Do we actually want to do that? I think when we do the chat command, we should register where we just teleported. So maybe it's not on teleport. Maybe we create a separate function and we call it, we send in a number and we call this moved. I'm going to bring that all the way down, but we call moved. Oh, that's right. -1 would bring us down. That was our up and down. Okay, so let's agent teleport to character. Let's also call moved and pass in room ID, but I think we only want to do and we'll pass in room ID. Sweetheart, what's the matter, baby? Are we all done? What, baby? Yes. Come in.
Mama.
Yeah, baby. What? Oh, baby. What's the matter? You want to dance to Moana? Okay. I might have to go because I might have to go dance to Moana now. Let me just save this, and then let's just test this out super quick. Can I test out super quick? So I'm going to do setup, assign, and then I'm going to teleport. Oh, one more thing, okay? What did Daddy do? Yeah. Why do you have a diaper? You want to wear it like a hat?
No.
Oh, should Mommy wear it like a hat? Yeah, like a hat. I'm going to call this status, and I just want to say, what, baby love? Do you want to go dance to Moana? Do you want to go dance to Moana? Okay, I really gotta go. Hang on. I really want to know this. Oh, my baby. And I want to do value character. I'm sure this is exactly the content you came here to watch. You just want to watch me dress up in bad cosplay. Okay. Setup, assign, then we'll teleport, and then we'll get status. Okay, let's try this. Please work, please work, please work. Setup. Setup. And... okay, I really gotta go, y'all. Teleport. 9. And then let's get status. Oh, it did do the right place, but it's just saying that I'm at my current location, which is not super useful. That's fine though. Let's try teleporting one more time. Teleport 2. And let's do status. Okay, good. So that is updating our array, which is good because that's what that's showing. Our current location is kind of wonky because it's just where I'm at, so it's going to do the 3 tildes because it's like, yeah, it's where you are. Congratulations. I bet if I did it, if I moved a little bit, yeah, so see how oh, there it goes. Now it's updating it a little bit. So if I did status again, oops. Oh, I didn't rerun. Anyways, that's working now, so I need to run because I have a daughter. But now we can run status, assign. When we teleport to a room, we update our information about where we are, and then we can run setup, assign, and then we can run status to see if that actually tracked it. So thanks y'all so much for joining me, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye, everyone.